Hello everyone, my name is Gustavo Stefan Diaz Martinez and this is my self-defending video of the final task of the course research project. My research project is about the lack of motivation in EFL or English as a foreign language learners. To keep the motivation active in classroom is a difficult process due to the students have the natural tendency to get bored and to lose the motivation. It is easy to wake up the interest to learn in students using techniques, but as time goes by, the motivation needs to be maintained and protected for that do not get missed and the teaching learning process is not affected. That is why we are going to see 8 powerful active motivational areas that have as objective to modify human behaviors. This is the conceptual framework of the research project. It specifies what things are important to create a good teaching learning environment and how the 8 strategies works in order to achieve motivation goals. Now we are going to see the 8 strategies to protect and maintain the motivation in classroom. The first one is making learning stimulating and enjoyable. The learning does not necessarily to be a boring process. This process can be different of the tedious chore of reading large academic texts and to write dictations. The principal objective of this area is just that: make the learning process more enjoyable to avoid the lack of interest by the students. However, the learning process in a classroom is usually a hard work and less didactic or enjoyable than it should be due to several reasons. Many teachers believe in teaching learning process as a hard work without being enjoyable. The teachers also believe too that if they exerting pressure in the students, they will have the knowledge is easier and faster. The teachers also need to teach all the topics that are in the curriculum regardless of whether it is fun or not. Finally, the students must learn the most part of time sitting on their desks, because it is difficult to learn adequate doing motions. However, there are 3 strategies that we can use to do an effective motivational class: breaking the monotony of learning, making the tasks more interesting and increasing the involvement of the students. The first strategy has as objective to break the routine and eliminate the monotony of the teaching learning process. The variety of the tasks can help us to get that objective. However, other aspects are necessary too. Aspects such as the presentation style, the learning materials, and the classroom spatial organization are some of those aspects. The second strategy talks about the boring tasks. So many tasks will be boring and not enjoyable, not even boring thoughts. That is why it has been done a list that contains characteristics of motivating tasks contest. Challenge: the learners need to clear obstacles and develop problems by themselves. Interesting content: the contents that students consider interesting are always related with their personal life characters. The novelty element: the new elements never are boring. The intriguing element: some problematic tasks can wake up the curiosity of break the monotony. The exotic element: the students will enjoy to learn about unique people and places. And finally, the fantasy element, in which the tasks that use the imagination of the learners are always the best. The last one strategy talks about the initiative that some students have to participate. To play a role in activity can make that students feel included and have that they want to participate actively. The most important is to improve the motivational skills of the teacher. A motivated class will also contribute to the quality of learning experience. The second strategy is presenting tasks in a motivating way. So many topics that the students need to learn are not interesting or motivational. It is difficult to make that the students approach in the topic if it is boring. The form that we present the task to students is important to the effective development of those and to create a motivation in the students that must develop. To present in a meaningful way the tasks, we need to do a motivational introduction. That introduction must fulfill with three functions: to explain the purpose and utility of the tasks, with that the students anticipate the tasks and provide an appropriate strategy for doing the tasks. To talk about the first function, to explain the purpose and the utility of the tasks, we should see the principal problematic in our context. Some teachers want that students develop their activities without meaningful information of the quality development of those. Just like the soldiers in a method of following orders, the tasks need to be present following the next point. Emphasized in the task is a learning opportunity and not an order. Explain the connection of the activity with the class objectives. To describe the purpose of the activity and the skills that the students will improve with the character development of that. And make a connection between the topic and the real life of the students. The third strategy is setting specific learning goals. For the teaching learning process, it is important to define short-term goals. The knowledge can be acquired easily if the student develops short tasks in a determined time. Divide the problem in little steps provides a feeling of the activity that it is easier, and the motivation of the students will be increased. Furthermore, providing short and personal goals, the students can evaluate themselves, their own performance, and research solutions to improve the skills that they need. By the other hand, it is necessary to follow such principles that the goals must comply for their correct implementation in a classroom. Clear and specific measured, challenging and difficult and realistic goals should also have a set completion date, and the teacher should develop a model that explains how to increase the abilities of the students in the moment of complete the goal. The fourth strategy is protecting the learner's self-esteem and increasing their self-confidence. The self-esteem and the self-confidence in the students are important to the effective acquirement of the knowledge. The confidence is a very important step in the building of motivation by the teachers. The student that has confidence is a student that can concretate in the topics and can improve his mode of develop the different activities. The self-esteem is an important role too in the teaching-learning relationships. The determination of the students is perfect for how they feel and the things that they know they can achieve. The main type of students that have a very big influence in their self-image and self-conscience are the teenagers. They are in the stage of their lives in which the opinions that others have about them are the most important and determine strongly their motivation. The fifth strategy is allowing learners to maintain a positive social image. The skill for the learners is not necessarily academic all the time. Almost all the children and teenagers worries about the social image and the group in which they belong. The public embarrassment and the fear to damage the social image are things that make to lose the concentration and the motivation in the classroom. An excellent motivating strategy is to make the students safe and create a positive social image through academic activities. If the teacher creates a connection between the social life of the students and the academic performance, the students will have more motivation to learn. The students are afraid that the others see them fail. That is why the teacher must create an atmosphere in which the learners feel secure of their skills. To create this atmosphere, it's important to make the learners participate actively in the class. The students must play a role into the activities to develop, and the teacher must give them that opportunities. The sixth strategy is promoting cooperation among the learners. The cooperation also improves the motivation in the learners. We can find some reason of why the cooperation influences the motivation. The learners can set aside certain differences like ethnic or cultural group and religion. The expectancy of success will be higher if the students work together because they will not feel lonely. The students that work in a collaborative group can connect their social goals with academic goals easily. In the collaborative groups are a fellowship feeling and a moral responsibility of complying to academic tasks. Cooperation motivates more because the students feel necessary for the development of the activity, and finally the cooperative work reduces the anxiety in the learners. Finally, to create autonomy in the students is also an important step in the motivation improvement. The autonomy is not only a self-learning process. With the collaborative groups, the learners can develop their autonomy too, due to emotional cognitive maturation. To do a successful support of autonomy in the learners by the teachers, we need to consider the next crucial points. Increase the learner involvement in organizing the learning process. And a change in teachers' role. The learners have to develop independence in the classroom. The eighth and final strategy is promoting self-motivating learning strategies. The objective of this area is making that learners take care of their own self-learning. It is important that students take the control of their own motivate strategies of learning in spite of that teachers have control too. According to two important taxonomies, we need to follow self-motivating strategies. First, convenient control strategies. The strategies must control the initial goal, keeping in mind the demand for rewards and keeping in the learner's mind the negative consequences if he or she fails. The second one is the metacognitive control strategies. These strategies talk about the techniques that the learner must use to keep the concentration. The third one is the station control strategies. The objective of this type of strategies is to break the routine and to give an attraction to the learner. The four emotion control strategies. These strategies need to remove the anxiety in the students. And finally, we can find the environmental control strategies. This type of strategies must eliminate dangerous elements to the motivation in the environment. A positive environment can create a great motivation. Thank you so much.